nice.
I was like, but then you can't.
I did it. Motherfucker last time. Oh, you go. Yeah,
Dual mode engaged. Autopilot standing by.
This is going to be a rematch versus Alex and his Ryzeal deck. Last time you guys saw him, he was playing against Adventure Synchron. That was a few weeks ago. And then we moved on to Adventure Crystron. He starts off with Lurie. He hard opens Lurie and he just passes. Like, I think he shows the camera. Yeah, he shows us his hand. Nib, draw, Imperm, Ash. I was like, okay, my hand's pretty damn good. Except I open with the Fateful. I always seem to open it with either Fateful, Dracoback, or Griffin. It's a bit frustrating, but nonetheless. He draws me. I'm like, oh my god, that's so annoying. So I had to keep the TEESPRING so I can at least. Oh my god, that's when I see the hand. I was like, damn, bro. So I have to get rid of the Ash, right? Because the Ash, I think it'll be a bit more problematic for me, and I think I just had to pass with Trist Effect and set Cluster, because I think Cluster's dead if this TEESPRING doesn't go, but he just ends up negating it. I was like, oh my god, so annoying. So I go Battle Phase, attack for 15, and I think I set 2? Yeah, I set 2 and I pass. And I'm like, well, I have no interaction, I'm kind of cooked. I think I might have Imperm set. I can't remember if I have Imperm set, but I think, yeah, I don't know, but he just passes again. And that's kind of the issue with when you just fill your deck with a bunch of non-engine, right? Of course, the ideal scenario in theory, you open up like half and half, right? Based on statistics and how you break down the numbers. But there are times where you just open up just one side of your deck. In this case, you open up a bunch of hand traps. And theoretically, it should be better this way because that means you can simplify and then get your engine later in the game, right? Because after simplify, then you just capitalize. So it should be fine rather than having engine and then just getting cooked by a bunch of hand traps and not having a fallback plan. And he just scoops because he just doesn't see anything. You know, his next draw was Triple Tactics.
Autopilot standing by.
I thought I was going second. That's what I meant.
So then I go second once again. He gets to start. My hand is pretty damn good. Well, it actually depends. It's debatable because from what I remember, I can't remember. I know I have Eclipse. He was Bonfire. And then I draw him on Resolution. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, draw was insane all day. Like, it was so good all day. Because, in fact, I contemplate impriming here, but I feel like, nah. I have Droplets and I have Eclipse, so I should be okay. So then he just summons Detonator, activates Cross, and passes. And sets 1 and passes. I'm like, oh my god. If that's an imperm, I might be cooked. So I draw, and I draw into a name. I draw into Sofufnir. So I was like, okay, this kind of opens up my hand because I had Trist already. So I was going through some lines. I was really thinking about like, how do I do this? Cause I lose to an Ash, but I had to kind of play around the imperm. But no matter what, if he had Ash, I think I was always losing because he just ashes the Book of Eclipse or he ashes the Sofufnir. And I was like, oh, if he ashes here, I'm just cooked.
It's all one effect. It'll destroy a card I control.
And I'm just confirming of what the effect does. But then I also have to consider what if that's an imperm.
It can summon a Crystron from there.
Because no matter what, that Detonator has to be face down in order for me to dodge the cross. So then I'm chaining to Sofufnir's effect. So I chain, so I check for the Ash here. And he doesn't have it. I'm like, okay, fair enough. So that means he doesn't have Ash then. So then I go, okay, resolve, pop, float. And then once I'm here, I'm like, okay, now I just got to play around that imperm. So I just link away from Smyger. Banish Smyger, add Inclusion. Inclusion activates. We're going to go ahead and add our Sofador. Because if that's an imperm, it's fine. Because I already have Inclusion Engrave set up and my Trist Engrave. So if he imperms here, perfectly fine. The only thing would be is I don't get access to my trap. Which can be a bit problematic, but I still have Droplets and I still have imperm in hand. So I can be okay. I think I can manage, I think. It should be fine. It should be fine.
It's always going to be chilling too.
So then he lets it resolve. I send my trap.
Effects. Add a
I go Theisfern. Theisfern will add me my Tristaros, which is why I don't see why people play 3. Like, 3 comes up. I mean, why do people play 2? 3 comes up for me so many times. Like, so much. It just comes up so much.
What's your defense on this guy?
Then I go into my Alask effect.
Crystron card from banished or
Attempt to add back my cluster. It resolves. And then now it's a matter of does he have anything else?
effect.
I go to Stars effect.
Top of synchro control.
Pop my Alask.
2 from deck.
It resolves. I summon a 2 and a 5. This plays around to be better because if I summon 2 5s and I activate Alask summoning Trist, I won't be able to get my Infinity. So this way I get access to my Infinity. So nice. I place here and I ask him anything here, and he's like nope. And I summon Nova, and then that's where okay, this is where I gotta do it. And he just drops Nib. But if you watch the combo guide I showed you guys are well aware that Nibiru doesn't really hurt us that much. Because I chain Tristaros, I summon Sofafnir from deck, I synchro into my Samurai Destroyer, and then the nukes, and it just tributes everything. He gets to keep his set because it only tributes face-up monsters, so that was like pretty good. Okay, and he put it in attack mode. I was like, yes, put it in attack mode.
Activate Samurai Destroyer.
So then Samurai triggers.
It leaves by your card effect.
Yeah.
Summon back a machine.
Yeah, if it leaves by his card effect, I can summon a machine from graveyard. So I summon back to Nova and then overlay, and then I go, okay, let's go absorb. So I attach, bumps him up to 25, but I'm still not strong enough. And this is one of the issues I noticed with Crystron. If you don't have access to like spot removal, you're kind of struggling, you know? And this is a perfect example of why I play the Adventure Engine. So I go Better Face because all of his monsters lose 500 attack and defense. So then I attack his Detonator. He has to detach to protect. And then I attack. He's thinking about detaching or not, but he ends up detaching. And then I just have to set my 3 back row and pass. I feel pretty confident. This should be fine. Right, this should be okay. I have impermanent column that he set. And yeah, I pass. He goes, and I'm like, well, does he just force battle phase? Goes battle phase, attack my guy, but he just pitches for Engraver. I was like, that's a pretty good draw. Gets activates, adds Lurie, discards Lurie, effective Lurie, revive. Yeah, I contemplated popping this, but I was like, no, he just has Engraver engrave. He just summons that back, and no, it's pointless. So my next move is like, okay, I'll negate the Lacrima, because Lacrima's gonna send Paradise, and then Paradise will force my Infinity, because it'll send Desiree, you know. So I want to avoid that, and I get to lock the set as well. So I was like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about that set anymore. And then he goes for Twin Sword. I was like, well, I was confused here. I'm not sure why this was a play he did, but yeah, he ended up doing it. I was interesting. Okay. So then I ended up popping this guy because I didn't want to like get access to like 2 extra XYZs and trigger Twin Swords and stuff. So yeah. But anyway, he just scoops because yeah, I just had too much. I still have my Omni. I still have my Droplet set. I have the pop, and I just have an insane follow up.
This into Chaos Angel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it forces out something and you have to pop it.
Yeah, because it's unaffected by
Monster effects. So you can't negate it, so you have to pop it.
Yeah.
Right?
I would have to do that.
Oh, you have droplets as well. Yeah. I do droplets.
Crazy.
One bar.